Everyone, how are you doing today? Have you ever met people and wondered why some people would just not chop that humble pie? Like when you see their sense of pride and arrogance, you're like, what's going on here? Hi guys, today is Wednesday. As part of my Give Back series, I'll be discussing the importance of humility. Like we all need to be humble and chop that humble pie. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. Thank you. Hello, Kadinko. Hello, Keishatani. Hello, BMG. Oh, thank you, the Diamond Lifestyle Blog. Today we're discussing the importance of humility and how humility is very, very important if you're on your way, on your journey to success. Hi guys, I see you guys. Thank you. Yes, we're discussing humility, why you should be humble. I've met people that, in times past, when you meet them, the first thing they say is, my father built this, my father did that, my father this, my father that. And in some cases, people even say, okay, can I meet your father? I don't want to meet you. I want to meet your father. Just be humble. Like humility is everything. It doesn't matter if you were the first to get a job or first to get married or first to have kids or first to have, today we're talking about 1 million followers, 100,000, 1 billion followers and all of that, and people begin to feel like they have arrived, like they're on top of the world. Ngwano, it is not this, it's not so, thank you so much. I love the head wrap. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, by the way, I am a fashion designer. My name is Miriam. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur, and of course a YouTuber. So if you're joining me for the first time, I want to say big thank you, and please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave your comments below. Today I'll be discussing the importance of humility, and I want you guys to also contribute. Thank you so much for the loves. Please contribute to this discussion because it's something that we all need to have in mind. If we notice what happened last week, at the elections, humility took some people up, and you know what I mean, pride brought some people down. So humility, let's discuss this issue. When people start to feel like they are the Lord and Savior, when they start feeling too cool with themselves, like, oh, there's no one like me. It's a big lie. Okay, it's nothing like you are not like, there's nothing special about anybody. We're all mortals. One day we'll all go. So what's the point in being proud or arrogant? To what end? Like why? So first I'll be starting. Thank you so much, Sister Mayowa, for joining us. I see you guys. Humility, before I get started, I want to say a few things. Humility is one of the most powerful and important attributes of growth, both in and out of the ring. And if I recall carefully, President Mandela, Nelson Mandela once said that the first thing is to be honest with yourself, because honestly, if you look inwards, no one's life is perfect. And even if you're the greatest boxer in the world, like the smartest person, well, you see yourself as the smartest person in the room, even if you invented what's it called, if you're Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, yes, you can be winning in some things, but you can't be winning in every area. How bad? No, nobody wins in everything, so you have to be humble, because regardless of whatever, somebody is better than you in one, in another aspect. Somebody is hotter, somebody is, finer, somebody is, killing it much more, and I always say this thing, if you're feeling too cool, if you're feeling too proud that you have bread, like you have bread, what about the baker? I mean, the bakery, the owner of the bakery. What should the owner of the bakery do? Because you found yourself working maybe in a tech company, or you found yourself working, maybe in World Bank or something, and you begin to act like there's no one like you. Sorry, you're just like a bloody employee. Always remember to tell yourself that. Always remember to stay humble. You know why? Because growing up, I have seen people that we looked up to, people that, were really high up there. And, it was just a matter of time. They went down. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't ever, pray to get to, a high level and then you come crashing down. Now note, when you're at that high level, do not start to think down on people. Do not start to look down on other people. Like, these ones are not even smart. Or you start to look at them like they are subhumans, or, less than who you are, or less than what they are. So please, humility is that thing that would help, to stay up, that to go up and remain up. So humility is something that we really, really need to discuss. And I know that A lot of people don't even look at it like, thank you so much, guys. I see you for joining. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Miss J. Thank you, Miss J81 Testing Oshodi. Came in virtual services. Thank you so much, Miss Ma. Thank you, guys. I see you. So today I'll be sharing reasons and tips on why humility is one of the most powerful and important attributes of growth. And yeah, if you're joining me for the first time, please, I would love it if you could dim when you're done. Okay, yes, sir. I'll do just that. Okay, so before I proceed, I want to say something. Leadership is not a license. It is a burden and a responsibility. If you find yourself in a position of leadership, like you're leading a group of people, do not begin to look at them like they are below you or they are beneath you. No, mba. So please, I always like to implore servant leadership. The servant kind of leadership. I have worked with a lot of leaders and I have learned, from a whole lot of people. And I'll be sharing my experiences as we proceed on this topic today. So guys, 17 reasons, yes, 17, a whole 17, 17 reasons why humility will help you get ahead. So, number one, humility allows you to learn. Hi. Today we're discussing the importance of humility. So if you're joining us for the first time, so this is your girl Chassis, and come with me as we move on. So number one, humility allows you to learn. I remember, because I used to be a banker back in Nigeria. I remember when I was posted to a branch, it was a market branch for my branch attachment. And, there are these set of people that are called DSA, they are like the people look down on them because they earn very less and they work so hard and all that. You know what I did? Because I was new, I was coming straight from the training school, from the bank's training school, straight to the branch attachments, to the branch where I was, having my training, like hands on the job training. The first time I'll be exposed to all the operations, the operating aspects of the bank, how everything runs, how everything works, in the bank, how to get accounts, how to pretty much do everything, working at the back end and working at the front end, both, clients facing and back office. So I remember when I was posted to that market branch, Mushin, precisely Maturi branch. I recall that most of my colleagues, when they go out, they just, you don't have to work with these people, just get your driver, let them take you everywhere you want to go. You know what I did? I went to the DSEs. I worked in their office. I worked with them. We all worked as a team, together. You know why? I wanted to learn. They give these DSAs much more targets, than full staffs. I was a full staff, they give them much more targets and they expect them, they don't provide all the resources that they need and they pay them way less, like peanuts, in the real sense of the word. They were paying them peanuts, so when I got to that branch, I mixed with, I was pretty much one of them. You would think I was a DSA except for the way I dressed, so I would go with them into the market. I wouldn't go with the car. I won't even, don't worry, I'll sort myself. And then in the market, if you know where I'm talking about, you would even imagine that, are you sure you actually did? Yes, I did. I went into what's this place where they sell motor parts in Mushin. That's where they sell motor parts, and that is where the bank actually is. The branch was situated. So I would go with them into the market, and then we will talk to all the traders. We'll come down to everybody's level. If it is, that's why you hear me say Iwatago. Go. I speak. I try to speak Igbo. Most of them, they are Igbo. So I would go there, and then I would market. Each of them. I was learning about all the products, all the bank's products. Because if I don't do that, I'm forming big girl, big woman. I won't know anything. And right after the branch attachment, I'll be facing the CEO, the MD of the bank. Yeah, that's the next step, and then you're giving your offer letter. But you have to pass through training school, and then branch attachment, and then you see the CEO, the MD of the bank, and then he welcomes you into the bank. Like, okay, yes, you have passed, you fulfill all the requirements, and now you are a full staff of the bank. So I recall back then, I was doing all of that. I was, it gives you an opportunity to learn. If you are humble, it's an opportunity for you to learn and grow. So I did all of that, and thankfully it paid off. And guess what? It is still paying off till today, because I still apply a lot of things that I learned, both in trading school and at the branch, during my branch attachments. I still use it today for my personal business. So it allows you to learn. And number two, it proves that you don't know it all. Please go to your room. It also proves that you don't know it all. Humility is a leader's recognition that we might not always have all the answers. And it is true. No one knows it all. You don't have all the answers. Don't even think about it. There's nothing like I know everything. No. If you have that mentality, then you will not grow. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to learn, to get from people, tap from their knowledge, willingly, and all of that. And then number three is it magnifies your strengths. If you're humble, you're able to see, okay, this is where my strength lies. Okay, this person is better in this. Why not let us, give this person this task, since this person is going to do a lot better in it. You can't do it all. And that's the truth. So being humble, being authentically humble humanizes a leader. It strengthens trust, and it builds confidence and loyalty among, others. Now, humility is that trait that magnifies all other positive attributes. Like, if you meet me today, I don't care, who you are. We will relate normally. There will be no air, there will be nothing like, I'm bigger than you. In fact, that is how do I put it? That is the inferiority complex. When you meet somebody for the first time, and you're already looking, I'm better than you, I'm bigger than you. Sorry, you're on your own, okay? You're so on your own, So please chop that humble pie. Come down from those hills. Just come down from that high horse. Come down and be a normal human being. You remember what happened to Desmond Elliot? For those of you Nigerians watching me today, remember what happened to Desmond Elliot. Today we're discussing, hi, hello, thank you for joining us. Today we're discussing the importance of humility. A few weeks ago, Desmond Elliot, who used to be an actor in Nigeria, he went to the house and he was blabbing, regarding the answers, he was blabbing. And you know what? He forgot that he came from the bottom. And guess what? People at the bottom are waiting for him. You will soon come down from that high horse and join us. He went to blab at the National Assembly. Who does that? Simply because you got an opportunity, because you got, you should see every opportunity as a privilege. Why? Because you could have been at the other end. It's like meeting these people in Lagos Island, people that help to carry, what's it called? Like when you go to Lagos to buy stuffs, people that help you to carry your goods. It's like looking down on them. Look at this one. You don't know how they got to that point. You don't know what happened. You have no idea. Maybe they were homeless. Maybe they were fatherless and motherless. Maybe they were dumped right from, childhood. Maybe they just did not, definitely they didn't have the opportunity you had. They didn't have the privilege, to enjoy the education you had, the kind of parents you have, the kind of friends you have, the circle of, friends that you have, all the influences that you've been able to gather all your life, So they don't have that. And consider it as a privilege and do not look down on them. Why? Because it could have been you. Yes, you could have been in their position and they could have been in your position. Why? Because it is God. Yes, Allah Baru, God bless you in Lagos. Yes, because God has placed you there. So do not, never ever look down on anyone except you want to pull them up. If you have any reason to look at anyone this way, make sure you are pulling them up. Do not look down on them like they are subhumans or that you are bigger than them. Don't you ever. Don't even try it. Look, they say pride goes before a fall. It is true. Like I've seen it right before my right before my eyes. That's what I mean. So guys, do not look down on anyone. Humility is everything. It helps to magnify your strengths. Another thing that humility does for you is that it helps others to connect with you and relate with you. I remember when I was finally posted to major branch, like a real branch, after the branch attachment, of course, and after seeing the CEO of the bank, the MD of the bank, I got to meet my BM, my branch manager. Was The guy is awesome. Ogatoye, if you're watching this at any time, I want to say big thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are like the bomb. You are the boss. Like, I doff my hat for you anytime. Hi, if you're African, thank you for joining us today. Today, I'm discussing the importance of humility. So come with me as we go. So, like I was saying, when I was posted to Amado Bello branch in Victoria Island, Lagos, I had my boss Ogatoye. He maintains the open door policy. I've worked with people after Ogatoye, and you can't even go to their offices. Like, hey, you dare not, because leadership. The servant, like I mentioned earlier, servants leadership is pretty much the best. The best way. Humble yourself. Let be approachable. Let people, come to you. Allow people that privilege to come to you. Grant audience. Because wherever you find yourself is a privilege. If you find yourself here and there are people at the lower cadre, it is a privilege for you. Don't see it as an avenue or as an opportunity to be proud or arrogant. Remember what happened last week at the elections, So some people, they won the election because they were very humble. I'm not mentioning anybody's name. Let me drink my water in peace. Sorry, guys, I hydrate a lot, So, as I was saying, leadership's foundations actually comes from connecting with other people, and connection is rooted in vulnerability. I always acknowledge, yes, so chop the humble pie, hello. I always acknowledge my vulnerability. I am not perfect, like nobody is, and don't try to see because you have attained something before other people. they will overtake you. Don't be humble. They will overtake you. And that's the truth. That's how life is. Stay humble wherever you find yourself. Don't now see yourself as, I'm no longer approachable. You're now what? Don't forget that we are mortals and we will all die one day. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Okay? So please, let us try as much as possible to be humble, regardless of whatever. I recall when I met my husband, I read about him and I'm like, oh, okay. And when I met him, oh my goodness, he's the most humble soul I've seen even till today. When I tell him, you're a genius, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and it's true. It shows in everything he does. He doesn't have an air of arrogance in him, and that is something I appreciate so much about him. I recall when I was still saying, I think I shared this story once or somewhere. I met a guy. He was a designer, and he was designing for governors. I remember he was designing for governors, for top artists in Nigeria. And at that time, that was 9 years ago, 2011. He was designing one outfit then in Nigeria for 1 million naira and above, And then, of course, when you check his portfolio, you see governors like you're looking at like 20 governors in his portfolio that he clothes, that he has clothes, and and then we went to have we had lunch together one day. Before we had lunch together, I on the day we're gonna have lunch together, one of my friends, I love to read tabloids, one of my friends was reading a magazine. It was called from This Day newspaper. So they had Style. I don't know if they still do it today. They had this Style magazine in the middle of. So I'm like, let me quickly read the Style magazine. It's like a fashion, So I quickly checked it. What's the latest style? Okay, I saw it. Okay, this is nice. This is in Vogue and all that. And then on one of the pages, in one of the pages, I just saw that they showcased the top 10 youngest billionaires in Nigeria. And I said, okay. And I was looking at, that was when billionaire the band hit its first billion. So I was looking at the book, the magazine, and then I saw this guy I was going to see. I saw him in the magazine. I closed it. Like, we're going on a lunch date that afternoon, and then I closed it. I'm like, am I joking? Is this not this guy? So I opened it again. I said, it's him. Oh, I'm like, okay. I was normal. Like, we had the lunch together at Ikoyi, one Lebanese restaurant, very nice meal. And then we had a lunch together, and then he was going to drop me off at Falomo roundabout. I was going to take a cab home. And then right at the roundabout, there was a traffic warder. I don't know, we have people directing traffic, in Nigeria. Hi, Cover Mickey, thank you for joining us. Today we're discussing the importance of humility. So as I was saying, I was giving my people a gist. So when we got to the roundabout, when we approached the traffic warder, the guy asked him to stop, so he would pass other vehicles and then we can move. And then the guy said, look at this wretched man talking to me. He was like, what did I just hear? What did you just say? And he repeated himself. I'm like, are you serious? That's somebody's father? You just, insulted. And he said, so? At that point, I'm like, I can't be in the same building with this kind of a human being. I can't be. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being cute. I'm like, I can't be in the same room with this kind of person. I don't vibe with proud people. I'm sorry. It doesn't just flow with me. That's not who I am. I don't stand for that. And I will not condone that. I won't take that. And then I said, really? I tried to talk him out like, are you thinking at all? I don't care whatever he thinks he has in his bank account that is making him, talk to people like that, very, very arrogantly. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the last time you will see me. That I just made up my mind. This is gonna be the last time you will ever have the opportunity to see me in your lifetime. Maybe now. So I took the cab and I got home and I'm like, what? This is a very horrible, horrible way to think, and then he called me up one day and then he said, hi girl, how are you doing? I just said, the first thing I said to him is, please do not ever call this number in your life. Don't call this number again in your life. I had, somebody was there, my friend was there, and she was like, oh, you're so mean. I'm like, don't worry, you have no idea what this person did, so don't worry about that, and that was it. I'm like, don't you dare, don't ever call me again in your lifetime, and that was it. And I know that a lot of girls, because they are saying that he's a billionaire, they will stick with him because of his social status. Someone that lacks values, that doesn't respect human beings, that doesn't respect anybody. Why? Because of the change he has in his bank account. And don't forget, hi Eshani, thank you for joining us today. Today we're discussing the importance of humility. That's my Oga right there, Ashani Styles. Please help me follow her. So I know a lot of girls will will go over heels to be with such a guy. I'm sorry. I don't vibe with, proud people. I can't stand it. I can't stomach it because I'll keep telling you the truth, but I can't even be with you in the first place. Yeah. So that one is certain. Like that one is that one day. So at that point I'm like, what kind of human being is this? I don't even want to put my stress myself over it. I don't know the kind of upbringing he had, but that was bad. That was not acceptable, and that was how I don't you ever call this number again in your entire life, and that was. And another thing that humility does is it keeps power in check. It helps you to, if we look at the story of Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar actually ate grass for 7 years because of his pride. Yes, if you read it in the Bible, God made him to, he became like a wild beast, so he ate grass for 7 years. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go through that before you stay humble. Okay, no, you don't want to do that. I trust my people now, so please, humility is everything. It helps us to examine our faults, and to examine ourselves, and so that we can see our faults. And it also prevents us from being egotistical and suppressing, vain ambitions, So, another thing I would want to point out about humility is that it empowers other people to lead. Like I mentioned, my Oga back at the bank, Oga Toye, my first branch, Oga Toye would assess our areas of strength, and then he would say, okay, you lead this. There's so many times. First time that I was ever given the opportunity to lead, teams, so there are certain challenges, certain what's it called, a lot of tasks that the bank that will come straight from the bank, bank wide. I don't know, for bankers here, you understand what I'm talking about. Bank wide, we have some targets, and then they would assign to branches. And Ogatoyi would say, Miriam, handle this. And I'm like, hey, I'm just an itty. I'm just a bloody itty. And he would say, handle it. And guess what? I would, humility will help us to challenge ourselves and bring results to the table. In fact, I remember back then, I used to take work home because Ogatoye has placed a high level of responsibility on me, and I have to deliver. And if I deliver, it is to the glory of the branch, and that time. The flagship branch, sister get today. I don't know why you keep arguing with me. Ahmadu Bello branch was the flagship branch, and I don't know why you keep saying it is not. It is, So, and we were like meeting all the targets. We're giving me dropping all our deliverables were on point. At that time, they would. The next thing you see, you just see, because once you hit the target, first, the bank sends an email to everybody, all the branches, all the staff, and they're like, this branch again, what is going on in this branch? And that is because, Ogatoye, the branch manager, was able to harness the strength of his staff, and he's able to, bring out the best in them. I remember then I used to take work home. I say, in some of my videos, I'm like, that was way after I left this branch. I don't take work home. So at that time I had this sense of responsibility on me. I would go to class. Then I was reading for ICANN exams. I would go to class and I would take account opening packs. I'm not kidding you. I'll take it to class. Then I used to read in Unilag. I used to read in Faculty of Architecture. The master students. I used to go to their classes. They know me. You would think I was a master's in architecture student, because I was pretty much part of the class. They know me. I come there every Saturday. I spend the whole day, even until after I got married. I would still go to class, Saturdays and Sundays, just because I was preparing for exam. And then I would take account opening packs to class. I would, discuss with the class rep, and I would say, please, can I address the class? And they say, yes, please go ahead. And they pretty much know me. Like, I'm a familiar face, in that faculty, so in that building, so to say. And the students actually know me. We talk, we gist, like if I have breaks, like after reading, so that my head will not blow. And I get to class around 10 a.m. I read maybe till like 2-3, and then I take a 30 minutes break, and that's when I can actually interact. Hi, how are you? What's your name? My name is this. I work in this bank, and like that. And that's how they gained confidence in me, and I was able to address the entire class, and then they started coming to open accounts with me. So I would go to work on Monday with like 50 filled account opening forms. They're like, Gil, when did you get account opening? Did you get clients from your sleep? And that's because Ogatoye, my boss, was able to transfer that. He gave me that opportunity to lead in one or two things, and I wanted to deliver. So humility empowers other people to lead. Like I said earlier, it has helped me to grow in so many ways. Another thing is humility also leads to curiosity. It helps you to know that, hey, you don't know everything though. People, because if you are humble, you give people an opportunity to bring what they have to the table. You don't start acting like you know it all, or like you are the omega, or that, you know what I mean? So please, be kokwano. Be humble. It leads to curiosity, and you're also able to harness, what I mean, both ways. So another thing, number 9, it allows you humility allows you to let go of control. Yes. So you don't have to control everything all the time. Give people an opportunity, to discover themselves as well. Give them some kind of control too. You don't have to let everything come from you, and give people an opportunity, and you would see how they would deliver. You would see how your team is going to get better. You don't want to take all, and then when people even when you produce results, be, quick to acknowledge people, acknowledge, oh, thank you. If not for you, I know this wouldn't have been possible. I didn't do it all by myself, so give credit to people as well. It allows you to let go of control. Another thing humility does is it holds you accountable. Yes. If you're humble, you're able to, know that a leader who understands, that there's always checks and balances. Yes, checks and balances is the thing. It will humble and demonstrate a level of accountability unparalleled. And that's the truth. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. So I'm going straight to number 11, which is it encourages self-reflection. I'm talking about the importance of humility. If you're humble, you're able to have, a time for self-reflection. You actually go back and take a look, assess things. And one of the most underrated traits of great leaders is being self reflective, and humility allows leaders to be reflective about their decisions and recalibrate accordingly. By accepting and embracing mistakes, people see leaders as being authentic and human. And that lack of humility actually, it reflects leaders' inability to often unwillingly, listen to multiple views. You have to be able to listen to people, allow people to air their opinions. Don't just impose your thoughts or your opinions on other people, just like that. So another thing is, it shows your team that you're one of them. If you allow people to, if you're humble, you give people an opportunity to see you as being part of them. Remember, I shared my story when I was at the branch during my branch attachment, how I would work with the DSCs at that time. Nobody would want to work with them because they see them as junior staff. But I worked with them. It helps to show your team that you're one of them. And once they have that sense that you're actually part of them, you are able to achieve results, and that is the truth. So another thing is, it helps you to handle change and the unknown. Yes, Biko. If there's something like a new policy or something new that you need to adapt to, if you're humble, you're able to take it in, soak it in, and find, a way to adjust to whatever is coming, no matter how, tedious it looks or sounds or seems. Another thing is that it helps you to see beyond your own self. Yes. Acknowledge other people. Humility helps those around you to recognize that they are valuable. You see them as valuable resources to your team. So think that you think outside your own ego. One way to be humble is to always give, like I said earlier, give due credit to your members. You're like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much for your incredible service and what have you. And because when you do that, it ultimately drives greater results. Yes, for your team. They are more gingered to do more, they are more encouraged to do more, they are more inspired to do more. Another thing that humility does is that it acts as a magnet. Humility is like a magnet. It attracts people to you. Hi, Eniola. I'm discussing the importance of humility. Humility acts as a magnet. Apart from attracting people to you, it also helps to make other people important. Feel important, which is good. You have to make people feel feel appreciated, feel valued. And that is one thing that humility does to you. It motivates individuals and teams to strive to be like and please their leader. And that was what happened. Remember when I discussed my experience with Ogatoye at the branch? I felt like I was part of the team. And I was able to take work home, even out of, it wasn't convenient for me. I didn't have to do that. But because I felt as, being part of the team, I was able to go out of my way, to do that. So when you are humble, it helps your team to see themselves as part of your team. You know what I mean? Another thing is that it creates a safe environment, in which to be vulnerable. Yes. You help people to know that we all are not perfect. Not that you as a leader, you're perfect. They are not. No. It helps everybody to see, you all, create a safe environment for our vulnerability. We all get to know that, okay, I am not perfect, the leader is not perfect, this person is not perfect, and what have you. So thank you guys for joining us today. I'm discussing the importance of humility. And then when ego is at play, risk becomes too risky. So try to drop that ego, and make sure that you try, just be humble in anything, anywhere you find yourself, and then trust is also magnified, and courage, in both communication and action can, thrive. Another thing, yes, that I want to cap it all with is humility earns you adoration and respect. Yes, admiration and respect. People will tend to admire you. They love your style. They learn from you. They want to be more like you. In that sense, they want to be good leaders. And because of that, I have, he made me, my former boss, Ogatoye, thank you so much. He made me appreciate him more when I worked with terrible bosses. I've worked with terrible bosses too. Right after him, I was moved to different branches, other branches, and I'm like, oh my god, what kind of this style of leadership is not it at all. It was like everybody was, they had to attack themselves to go up, to move up. You have to attack this person. No, 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 no. It just didn't work like that. When in my former branch, we all worked as a team, and because he demonstrated the servant leadership kind, of example, we all were able to harness our strengths. We're able to deliver on our goals. We're able to go even out of our way, because his targets are our targets. The branch's targets were our targets. We didn't see it like, what's my own targets, and in some cases, when I'm done meeting my targets, I help other people. I ask, that, oh, can I help with this? Okay, what's left? Can I sort it out? And that is the way it should be. We should work as a team. So please, please be quiet. Guys, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that being humble will take you to greater heights in life. If this video has blessed you, you know how we do it. Please click on the subscribe button and leave your comments below. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so much for watching. So I'll see you again next week with another powerful topic, God willing. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. God bless you. Bye.